The second team I'll be discussing is Islamabad United. Again, previous champions, twice winners. इनका एक formula पहले से रहा है where they top load the top order with foreign players. इस दफ़ा भी इन्होंने वही किया है. They've got Ronchi and Colin Munro opening the innings, followed by David Milan and Colin Ingram coming at 3 and 4. Another thing Islamabad rely on is a long batting lineup, so they play lots of all-rounders. This time they've got Shadab, who played at 4 in the last game. Uske baad they've got Hussain Talat, they've got Fahim Ashraf, they've got Ahmad Butt, and they've got Asif Ali. इस तरह से 9 नंबर तक इनकी काफ़ी सॉलिड बैटिंग जाती है. बॉलिंग इनकी रिलाई कर रही है मूसा खान और आकिफ जावेद पे. If you talk about their batting, like I said, they've got solid, top-heavy batting order, and then they've got depth in the batting order as well. Power hitting के लिए इनके पास नीचे आसिफ अली मौजूद है. Hussain Talat is someone who's been sort of an average performer. He's been with Islamabad for quite a while without really setting the world on fire. And as backup, they've only really got Rizwan Hussain, who is basically an opener by trade. He played a few games for Islamabad last year. He didn't really shine. They tried him as an opener and then lower down the order, but he didn't really do much in either position. So we'll see whether this year he gets a chance or not. But basically, Hussain Talat is a bit of a weak link in the batting order. As a plus side, Shadab in the last game against Lahore came up as a strong hitter, but the caveat is that it was against Lahore. So we'll see how he performs against the other teams before we form any firm judgment on that. But having said all that, their batting looks pretty strong. And they showed that against Multan, where the top order fired and they blew Multan bowlers away. And also against Lahore, where the top order didn't fire. They were 2 down for 7 runs. But Shadab managed to come in and various people chipped in, including Musa Khan at the end, who basically took the team home. Again, it was Lahore and Shinwari, so we have to take that with a slight pinch of salt. Their bowling is the area where I feel they're weaker, so that's the weakest sweep. They no longer have Mohammad Sami to rely on. Their main bowlers are Musa Khan, who's a youngster still. He's played for Pakistan, but I'm not sure that you can rely on him for the whole tournament, particularly at the death. Fahim Ashraf has been a solid PSL performer, especially with the new ball. I think he was the highest or the second highest wicket taker last year, and those are the performances that then earned him a recall or earned him a cap for Pakistan. Akif Javed is the emerging player, and he's actually been fantastic. I mean, I'm so impressed by this young guy. He's tall, he bowls decent pace, 140 plus. He swings the ball in. He bowls an awkward length and gets bounce. He has been really impressive. But that's all with a new ball. I'm not sure how he will go with the old ball in crunch games if batsmen are set. So in pressure games, when teams might be going up against them, chasing totals against them, I have my doubts whether Islamabad can do what they've done in the past. They do have Dale Steyn to come. Ramon Rees is also in their squad, but I don't know about his fitness. So we'll see how those two come, and they might be able to boost up their death bowling and bring experience to the team. But at the moment, relying on people like Ahmad Butt, Fahim Ashraf, Musa Khan to finish off an innings is dangerous. And this is a thing which I think might let Islamabad down, especially in a crunch game, in a knockout game. If they are defending a total, then they might come up a cropper. Spin is something that they relied on in the past. From the first PSL onwards, they've had spinners to tie up batsmen. Now, that worked really well in the UAE, but in Pakistan, we've seen that actually the spinners haven't done that well. Shadab bucked that trend in the last game against Lahore. He bowled fantastically. He took wickets and he's very economical, apart from his batting exploits. They also have Zafar Gohar in the squad, who's a decent spinner, and he can be called upon to bowl some decent overs if the pitch is favourable. They also played Ahmed Ali Safi as the emerging player in the last game against Lahore, and he didn't go too well. So it remains to be seen whether he'll come back or whether they'll go back to Akif Javed if he's fit. So overall, I expect Islamabad to be amongst the top four again. I don't see them in the top two, and their weak link is going to be their death bowling. Their inexperienced fast bowlers might get collared in a knockout game, especially if they're defending a total, and that might prove to be their Achilles heel in this tournament.